Hi guys, I'm back to answer the crafty related questions that you left for my on that video that I did. And just as a reminder, I'm going to be looking down at the questions to make sure that I answer all of them. So I'm going to do these a little bit out of order. Hopefully that'll make sense as I get going. One of the questions from Sue was why I started making YouTube videos, and it kind of ties into another one that she has about whether or not I belong to any local crafting groups or organizations. And I don't. There aren't a lot of them up here that I'm aware of. We have like Michael's and Joann's and things like that, but we don't really have many independently owned craft stores or scrapbooking stores or anything like that. And I'm not aware that there's any organizations. I mean, I'm sure there's, people who get together and craft, but I'm not aware of any of them. And my close friends mostly don't craft, and the one that does, we don't get together very often. She has a small child, and we just don't typically have the time. So I think I really started doing the YouTube videos so that I could have a little bit of a sense of community with people, and I could share some of the things I was doing with people who had similar interests. And I know that because of those videos, I've had an opportunity to kind of chat back and forth, either private messaging or on my videos, that kind of thing. A few of you I email with. And I've actually met some people, met as far as online, and gotten to be able to chat with people and connect with people who share similar interests, both with some of the crafty things I do and some of the planner related things that I do. So I've really liked that, and I'm glad that I've done the videos, if for nothing else because of that, because I really enjoy chatting with a lot of you. So that's how that came about. A couple of you asked about when I started crafting or when I learned I had a talent for art, or if I've always been artistic, and things like that. And I honestly haven't always been artistic. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to love to color. I used to love getting that big old new box of crayons. I can still remember that. That was like kind of awesome, getting a new box of crayons with them all sharpened and looking so nice and pretty. So I did those kind of things. But when I was a kid, I really didn't have any extra interest in it, that every ordinary little kid, probably did. When I got older and my kids were growing up and not spending as much time at home, that's when I kind of got really interested in it. And like I said in my other video, I started with scrapbooking, and then it kind of developed into card making, and then went from there. I know that part of it was I started doing a lot of swaps on some different crafty sites, and then of course I had my own for a while, and I was very interested in trying new things. I liked the altered art. I liked the mixed media. I did some jewelry making. I did a variety of paper crafts. I really had a good time trying things out, and it was something that I really enjoy. That being said, over the last few months, I kind of felt like I was really all over the place with all the things that I did, and I needed to kind of narrow my focus a little bit and get back to doing the things that I really, really enjoyed, kind of the things that I always went back to, and get away from just trying so many things, because I think I just kind of got a little bit, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but there was so much going on, I couldn't kind of figure out what to do first. Maybe that makes sense. So this year, hopefully you're going to see me focus back in on my card making, because I love that. I think there's something kind of special about making a homemade card for someone and sending it to them, or giving it to them with a gift. And so I want to get back into doing that. And I also really, really love my art journaling. So you're going to see me do probably more of that, talk about more products that way. And of course, there's still going to be planner related things that I do, and my fountain pens and other pens and haul videos and things like that. But my main crafty focus, I think, this year is pretty much going to be cards and art journaling, maybe with a few kind of random projects thrown in there. But that's kind of where I'm at with that kind of stuff. And as far as always, the question about always being artistic, I kind of wanted to comment on that, because I think a lot of us who do crafty things don't always think of ourselves as artistic. I know I think of, or thought of, someone who is artistic as someone who can draw or sketch, kind of more of a traditional artist. And I think those of us who like to craft should kind of give ourselves a break and realize that, it does take some artistic talent to put things together. If you're in an art journal, you have to learn composition and you have to learn, color combinations and what looks good together and patterns and a variety of things. And so I'm I'm gonna try and maybe address that a little bit more as a art journal. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that, but I think that we should start really appreciating ourselves and the things that we create a little bit more. So I appreciate the question that kind of made me think about that. Let me see. I did have a question about what Anne asked me, what papercraft I love the best, and I did mention what I was going to focus on. If I had to pick something I love the best, it probably would be card making, just because I think you can sit down and get a card done. It's not a huge project, and you can use a variety of materials with it. Plus, like I said, I just think it's kind of a cool thing to give somebody a handmade card that you've taken the time to create. And I think it's just a little bit, I think it's kind of a personal thing to do for somebody. So that's why I like that one. Kiwi Girl asked if I'm going to post any more card videos, and yes, I mentioned that I would, and I know that you like them, so hopefully you'll start seeing them in a few weeks. I don't want to promise you on a particular day, but I do intend to get back to them. And Kurti, hopefully I said that right, Kurti Patel, asked where I store my old filled journals and how I store my swaps. So old journals, that's kind of the deal is with me is that as you guys know, I love notebooks. I have a really hard time finishing a notebook because a new one comes along and I really want to try that and I really want to use that. So I don't have a lot of actually completed journals, which is probably not a good thing, but it's the truth. I'm working really hard this year on focusing and just keeping a few things, sticking with the same planner, trying to stick with the same journal, that kind of thing. But the few that I have in just a Rubbermaid kind of sealed container in one of the closets behind me. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm sitting in my craft room. You can see a little bit of stuff behind me, but not a lot. I have craft supplies over here and I have craft supplies over there, and I'm looking at my desk. So you're not getting kind of the whole view, but that's where I do all of my videos, is in my craft rooms where I store all of my stuff as well. As far as how I store my swaps, that would be the things that I get in the swaps that I've done. It kind of depends on what it is. Some of it I've used. So if I was in a card swap with somebody, I might have sent the card out. If I was in a charm swap, I might have attached it to another project, sent it to somebody who has a planner so they can use it, that kind of stuff. Just kind of depends. The few things that I have kept and that I'm not using or haven't used already, I have again in another container in the closet, and that's where I keep them. I think that's most of the questions. I had one last question that I see from 19KimD56, who asked if I remember the first pen that started it all. And I'm guessing you're asking because I am a self-professed pen addict. You guys should know that from all of the videos that I do showing different pens. I like them all: fountain pens, gel pens, felt tip pens. It's really hard to find one that I don't like. But if I had to remember what one started it all, it was honestly probably the cheapy blue, I think they're Bic fountain pens with the blue cap, clear body blue cap. You can still buy them. I think it's like a 10-pack or something. And they're ballpoint. And I remember using those pens for a long time. They're still honestly a favorite. I still get them occasionally. I love the way when you use a ballpoint pen, your paper gets all crinkly, because you have to press a little bit harder. I love the way ballpoint ink smells. I know it's a weird thing. It's the same thing as what I said about paper. It's nothing better than a new paper smell. I don't know, just me. So anyway, the first pen that started it all was that big pen, and it's gone on since then. I love getting new pens. I used to love when my kids would get their supply list for school each year, because then I could go and check out. I'd have an actual excuse to check out all the new goodies, and of course pick up a few for myself. And now I don't even worry about it. I order what I want to order. You know, obviously to keeping in mind, you know, what I already have and all that good stuff. But that's kind of what started it all. So I think between this video and the last one, I answered all the questions. I hope I did an okay job. Please keep in mind when you're watching them, like I said, these are the first ones I've done. I'm not super thrilled having to sit here and stare at my own face talking to me. It's not my favorite thing. I am, however, going to try to keep doing these videos from time to time. I'm not sure how often, and I don't really want to say how often because I don't want to disappoint anybody. But if you guys could let me know if you like this kind of video where someone sits and talks to you for 10 or 15 minutes about different things, that would be great. And if you do and you have other ideas for videos that I could do like in this way, then please let me know. I'm interested in hearing that because it is something that I'm thinking about continuing. And I think that's it, everybody. So thanks so much for all the questions. Thanks once again for taking the time to watch the videos and leave comments and leave thumbs up if you do that. I really do appreciate it. Please keep watching, and if you have a chance, check out my blog. I haven't posted too many times yet, but I'm trying to get a little bit more regular about that. I am going to be doing some giveaways both on my YouTube channel and my blog, so kind of keep an eye out for those. And as always, everybody, I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye!